Right, we're at episode 237 now, which is insane. Every time we do this, I have to check every time because we're high up now. I can never remember what number episode we're on. But yeah, 237 right now. And I'm obviously Gavin. I'm joined by Chris. How's it going, Chris?
Fucking living the dream.
He says with sarcasm.
Yeah, I've just been moaning before we hit record, haven't I? So
Yeah, well, we
I
both
hope
were,
it's
to be
good.
fair. Yeah. It's just one of those. This isn't going to be an episode of moaning, although the first topic of discussion is grinds my gears. So, but yeah, I'll start off by saying I've got toothache at the moment, so I'm upset because of that because there's nothing worse is that and it's the toothache that like comes and goes. So like it'll be
Uh,
there for a few minutes, only like a few minutes, and then it goes and it's gone for a few
is
hours
it
and then it
is
comes
it like
back.
that dull ache, or
Ache,
is it
yeah,
like that like sharp, really intense
yeah.
pain?
So what's going on is there's definitely something going on with my sinuses at the moment. So I've got a bit of a headache. There's a gland swollen in my nose and the top of my jaw kind of hurts, but it's mainly the bottom where I'm feeling the pain in the jaw.
Oof.
So I'm hoping that it's all sinus related, which means that hopefully in a few days it'll just go.
Hmm.
Because if it's not and it's toothache, that means it's a visit to the dentist. And oh God, there's just
Have
nothing
you have
worse
you
because it's
got
going to
like
cost a
have you got a
fortune.
sinus thing or anything like that? Do you
Like
ever
do
get
a
like
suffer.
sinus infections, or like are you prone to sinus stuff?
Yeah, it does. I suppose so. Yeah, it doesn't happen like a lot, but yeah, like I'll get like my glands in my neck will be swollen, and
Mhm.
it's
I
normally
get that
brought on
like
by stress, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be that. Like it's all. I think it's all linked because as soon as the toothache starts, my head starts going then, and then it must all be linked. My nose will start like hurting a little bit, and it's got to be. I'm hoping so. But when I went on ChatGPT, it was like, oh, that's weird that it's in the bottom of your jaw. Normally it's the top, and I'm like, oh. Because I chat GPT everything now, which is not a good thing because it gets stuff wrong all the time.
Hmm.
It fills in the gaps. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but like I'll say, like one example, there was a rumor that I don't know if it's a rumor, but it was a suggestion that in an episode of Becca, I don't know if you ever remember watching Becca with Ted Danson. It's a sitcom.
I'm not familiar with that.
It was like early 2000s, sort of. It was good. I used to love it, but it
I
was like
probably
I
have,
haven't.
but I probably don't remember the name. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. So like okay, so you know King of Queens. Have you ever seen that?
yeah. Of
Okay,
course,
King
yeah.
of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond, they're within the same universe. So there's a few episodes of King of Queens that
Okay.
Raymond's in, and some of the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond is in. Only a few, but they're connected.
How the hell did I never spot that?
Yeah, yeah, they're connected. So I also read after reading up, it was like apparently Becca was in the same universe because there's an episode where um, Kevin James playing Doug Heffernan from King of Queens is in Becca, and I'm like, never seen that. But apparently he goes to his surgery and delivers a package. So look it
Uh,
up. There's absolutely no reference to this at all online, apart from ChatGPT telling me that it happened. So it's bollocks. Like I don't believe it happened. It makes stuff up.
it is
Then it
very
told me the Cosby Show
absolutist.
was connected into it, and Bill Cosby had been in an episode of Becker as well. And I don't think that's happened either.
Hmm.
I feel
It
like it
is
just
very,
makes
it's very absolutist. The problem is like because it's learning from like other people's content and stuff. AI,
yeah,
like if someone's or enough people have written that to the point where like it might be like fan fiction
yeah,
or whatever, you know what I mean?
maybe.
Just like popular belief or rumor, it
It's
can
mad
sort
though,
of
because like
misinterpret that and turn it into fact.
yeah, yeah, because you'll even go, okay, tell me what happens in the episode that Doug Heffernan's in Becker, and it gives you the bloody synopsis of the episode of what goes on in it.
You know, like I've never seen this before. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what's that's not where'd you pull that from? It's not like, oh, we don't have any record, because then you go, well, it's definitely bollocks if you can't tell me. But it does, it tells you everything. But
You
then
know
if
what? It's
you
funny.
test it, if you go, there's no record on that online, you've gotten it wrong, it'll go, sorry, my bad, I did get it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's funny you mention this because I was playing a game with a mate the other night, and rather than like going online and reading the wiki to work out what we were doing, I asked it some questions. Like, it's just about like farming mechanics in this game, like zombie sim game we were playing. I was like, okay, how does this work? And it come back and it gave a bunch of answers, and it was like, this is the answer. Do you know what I mean? And then like my other mate had sort of been reading the wiki and he's like, no, it says this. So I said to it, the wiki doesn't say that. The wiki says this. Are you sure? And it was like, actually, do you know what I mean? I'm like, so why have you said like the answer is categorically
Yeah.
this, and this? Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's absolutely right. The problem is though, unless you know or unless you have the nous to question it, you don't know when that's the case. And sometimes, if you just say to it, you're wrong, but don't provide any further context,
Yeah.
it will like double down on what it said and provide you more information rather than just saying, why do you think that? Or, anything like that. Like it doesn't have like critical reasoning skills or anything. It's just
No,
like,
no, nothing. No.
yeah, you've got to be careful. Like, don't get me wrong, it's so useful and it's so like I think the fact that we're both probably addicted to it is sort of a sign that it is
Yeah.
useful. Do you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
you do have to take it with a pinch of salt, I think.
You do, yeah, definitely.
You know what really winds me up?
Is this
People
your
use
grinds my gears?
well, let's make it one. You know what
Okay, well
I
let's go into this. Okay, this is grinds my gears.
mean?
Right. Go on then.
What really winds me up is people who are using it on LinkedIn. Don't know if you use LinkedIn, like the professional
I'm
networking.
familiar with it.
Yeah.
I do have it because Scott told me to get it once for the podcast, which is just ridiculous because anyway, it's there, I don't use it.
People on that, like I'd say like I've noticed over the last like 12, 18 months maybe, the amount of AI content on there is like it's just skyrocketed. It went from the occasional post where you look at it and go, that's probably AI, to like everything you look at has quite clearly been written by fucking ChatGPT, even to the point where they leave all those like weird long hyphens in that no one fucking uses in
Yeah, yeah.
everyday writing. You know what I'm
Just
talking
been a
about?
copy and paste job,
Oh
basically.
yeah, it's 100% copy and pasted it, you know what I mean? And they're trying to pass off these ideas of their own, and it's normally some fucking absolute nonsense that no one gives a shit about anyway, you know what I mean? It's just engagement farming. And it does my head in. I hate it. So much to the point where now I've noticed that when I go on it, some people have taken to actually putting at the end of the comment, I actually wrote this
Yeah,
and stuff like that. And I'm like, fucking hell, is that the world we live in?
yeah, I know. It's sad, isn't it? It really is sad.
Yeah, it is,
And I think
yeah.
it even to the point now, like, because when I ask guests to come on a podcast, because ChatGPT can be more, it puts it more eloquently. I'll ask it to, I'll tell it what I wanted to say and it'll word it right for me. And then I'll copy and paste that and send it to a potential guest. And part of me's now wondering, like, are they wise to it? So when they see it, they go, oh, I don't even bother typing that. That's ChatGPT. Do you know what I mean? It's like, is that like affecting us getting people? Like, I don't know. I honestly don't
I
know.
think so. To be fair, I can even spot it now when people are sending me like, don't get me wrong, if you'd asked me this a year ago, I probably wouldn't have been as sharp on it. But when someone sends me an email now and they've used like ChatGPT or whatever all of the co-pilots and all that sort of shit to like refine an email, I can spot it because it just like you lose any sort of like of the tone that the person had. And I know you can say retain my tone and things like that, but it doesn't really do it. You know what I mean? And it always
Yeah.
seems like you've just had some fucking English professor write your email for you. You know what I mean? Like some copywriter or something has done it
Yeah.
for you. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I can spot it now. Like I just, it's not like an active thing that I look for. I just go, I can smell AI here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I can smell AI.
Oh God, we always end up
Yeah.
talking about AI, don't we?
I know it's funny, isn't it? Always goes back to that. Okay,
Yeah,
well, so what grinds my gears at the moment is people who kill spiders. I don't know where you stand on that, but I
I'm
don't
with
like
you.
it. Well,
I'm with you.
I hate it. Like
Totally with you.
it's on my mind a lot lately because we're getting. I think it must be the time of the year, but like there's a lot of big spiders coming in, and typically this
All
house
big house spiders.
we we don't get them really in this house. But literally within the space of a few days, I've found two massive fuckers in this. One was in this room on the wall there, and another was yesterday in the bathroom. So I've actually this was full of M&Ms at one point. I'm keeping it now because that's the thing. If you ever find a spider in the house, you go, oh, I need something because I need to get it before it runs off. There's never anything around. So this
Do
is
you know
staying in
what
the
I
basement
got?
now.
I got one of them little guns, the
Oh, have you?
spider gun things. It's like it's a like if I went to grab it now, it'd be gone for about 10 minutes because it's the other side of the house. But it's like like one of them litter picker stick things. But
Yeah.
on the end, it's basically got like these soft like synthetic brush hair things. And
Oh,
when you
yeah.
press it, it sort of opens up, like fans out, so it opens up. And you just put it over the spider and like let go of the trigger, and the hairs close on it. And it doesn't hurt the spider or anything because it's like they're just little
Does it
plastic.
actually work though?
Oh, perfect.
Does it
Mate,
really? Yeah, it
it
grips
can
them.
grab like really tiny ones or huge ones, no bother. It's amazing this thing.
I'm gonna
And
have to get
like the
one.
same thing happened to me the other day, right? I don't know if you see my Instagram post actually, but like in one night I had two fucking monsters in the house. One was above the utility room door, which is where I keep my spider gun, so that was problematic because I didn't
Yeah,
want to walk underneath it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it was watching me. It could see me. You know what I mean? Now,
yeah,
like I'm walking. As soon as I open that door to go in there and get my little grabber gun, that fucker's gonna fast rope onto my head and like started to salt. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's. But like don't get me wrong. The little spiders and stuff. Like I'll leave in the house, and I've taught my son to sort of be okay with them as well.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like talk about the benefits of them eating pests and flies and all that kind of stuff. And we don't want flies. They're worse. They poop on your food. I use all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I said,
yeah, yeah,
spiders are our friends. They might look scary, but they're our friends. And I mean, over in the UK, we don't have any poisonous ones really to worry
yeah.
about. I know
Same
it
here,
might be a
mate.
little bit
Same here.
different
There's nothing like that here either.
exactly like in South America or Australia, I kind of get it, where you might want to just use fire to burn your house down instead of deal with it. But
Yeah,
like over here, just that little spider gun, boop, outside. See ya.
yeah. And the thing for me yesterday was like, and I knew this anyway, but it just kind of reaffirms it. It was in the corner of a room, so I couldn't get it because it was in the corner. So I needed to get it out of the corner to get the thing over it. So I got a brush, a broom as they call it. If you say a brush over here, they go to brush, a broom. So I got a broom and I
Is there
coaxed a lot of
anything
the
over there
fur.
called a brush? Do they have like what do they call a hairbrush?
That's a brush. That would be a
So
brush.
if you say a brush, they'd be like, "Why are you going to get a brush?" You
Yeah,
know,
why are you
like
getting a brush for the floor? What's that about? It's
okay.
it's really annoying. It's like and a torch as well. You can't say I'm gonna get a torch because you think you're gonna go and light something on fire.
So you mean flashlight? You got to say
Flashlight,
flashlight.
yeah. It has to be
Yeah.
flashlight. It's
If they say
backwards.
flashlight over here, people would think flashlight.
I know.
Do
I
you know?
know. I know, definitely.
Like, be
Um,
like, flashlight, come again? You know what I
no,
mean?
no pun
No,
intended.
thanks. I'm already done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying there? I've lost it now. What was it?
We were
Oh yeah.
talking about
So I
flashlights and
coaxed it out. I coaxed it out, and of course it panicked because I coaxed it out, and then it was legging it like because he just wants to get away from me, and that's the thing is like we're scared of him. It's a natural instinct for humans to be. I don't know why it is, but like we're. I think it is just the fact it's hardwired into us that like creatures like that can be poisonous.
yeah,
So
it's a
it was
survival
trying, but it
thing.
was trying to get away from me because it was more scared of me. It's what we tell our kids. It was more scared of me than I was of it. And all it wanted to do was get away as quick as it could, but I didn't want it to get away because it needed to go outside. So I managed to get the thing over it, but I do feel quite bad because it lost a leg in the process.
You need one of them. You need
Yeah, I
one of
know,
them
mate. So I
broadcasts.
looked at Google because I felt awful. So I
Corner.
Googled it. ChatGPT did actually. ChatGPT said like, can a spider survive one leg without one leg, not with one leg? And it was like, yeah, like typically they're fine. Like it's not, they'll stumble a little bit, maybe be a bit more clumsy, but like many spiders who lose a leg are fine to just carry on. Like they don't regrow it. They'll just get on with just seven legs. And then I was like, did it experience any pain? Like, because I like, felt guilty. And ChatGPT said no. It's hard to tell like what kind of pain they do have a nervous system, so like it would feel some pain, but they don't know how much pain. So I just felt bloody awful. But I put it outside and it ran. It seemed quite happy when it ran off. So
Yeah. It's not going to start up a YouTube page or anything, is it? Like, Megan Spiders.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, Josh.
yeah. But that's my thing is that I don't understand these people that as soon as you see one, they kill it straight away. They don't even try
Yeah.
and save it because most of the
You know
time
what?
it's on a
Like,
wall. You can just put a glass over it.
I think some of that comes from like, when you talk about like an irrational fear of them and stuff, I think some of that comes from like two things, I reckon. One, the film Arachnophobia from the 80s or the
Oh
90s.
man,
That
that
was, remember
movie
that film?
scared the hell out of me.
Fucking, that was terrifying, that film. I
It
watched that when
was.
I was like 6 years old, 7 years old. And I was
Jesus.
living in my nan's house around the corner from you. Remember on the front opposite the clinic?
Yeah, yeah,
That house was known to have the odd big spider in it. Like, oh, fuck me, shit myself. But either
yeah,
that or the fact that, like, I think it's hard for like humans to picture a creature and not have this link is like, if that creature was the same size as me, would it be a threat?
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, that whole debate just happened about whether men could fight a gorilla, right? Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Could you fight a spider if it was the same size as you? You wouldn't stand a
Definitely
chance.
not. No,
It would be worse than the gorilla.
be gone in seconds. Yeah,
Who'd win? Who'd win in a fight? A human-sized spider or a gorilla? That's the real question.
yeah. Still a spider, I would say.
I reckon so. Yeah, with its fangs
Just
and
spin
its.
you in the web, and you'd have no chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I just don't understand these people that kill them. I'm just it baffles me. I'm not. Although with that said, there was one time when I used to live in Pennsylvania many years ago. I was actually engaged to somebody that lived there. So, and this was like in 2005. So I was there. She was at work. I was at home. I'm sitting there watching the TV. The lights, it was in the basement. The lights were off. TV was on. It was daytime, but it was just dark because it was a basement. And the wall was lit up because of the TV. So I'm sitting there watching the TV and I'm not even looking at the wall. Chris, the spider, like people go, especially women, and that sounds really sexist, but they do. They'll go, the spider was massive and it was like smaller than the tip of your little finger. Like, but women will just exaggerate how big spiders are for some reason more than fellas.
It's
They
a good
do. So,
job women exaggerate, I think, to be honest, when it comes to the
yeah.
size of things.
Yeah. Yeah, lucky us. So, so anyway, I'm sitting here, mate, and I'm watching the TV, and in my peripheral vision, I seen something on the wall. So I wasn't even looking, and I looked, and it was the biggest spider I've ever seen in person. That wasn't in a zoo. Like it was massive on the wall. It wasn't a tarantula, but it was like a giant house spider. It was black. I mean, it looked black because it was dark, but it was on the wall, right? There was no way I could. There's no way I
How
was going to even
close were you
attempt
to it?
as close as I am to you right now because I did go over and try. I got to kill it, and I do feel still to this day feel bad because it's not its fault that it was so big, but it was on the wall, right? And
It
I'm not
broke the
exaggerating.
rule. It
I'm
broke the
not
rules of
exaggerating when I tell you this story. Okay, this is true, right? Because it's going to sound like I'm exaggerating, embellishing it, and I'm not. I went over to it, right? I had a can of, I think it was Spider Killer or it was something that would finish it off in a big can, right? I went over to it.
flashlight.
Yeah, yeah. I went over to it and I sprayed it. It jumped off the wall. It must have went like this, like pushed away from the wall at toward me. So I shit myself, right? It was gone. I'm like, where is it? I can't live. I can't sleep down here. It was massive, Chris. I'm like, I can't sleep down here until it's gone. It's too big. That's too big for me. So I don't know how I found it, but I think I did turn the light on. I think the light was. I think I turned the light on anyway to spray it. So I'm looking, couldn't find it. There was a little rocking chair sitting on the floor, and it had wooden arms, and I seen it moving, crawling slowly up the arm of the. So the spray hadn't done fuck all to it. It was just
It was sat there
climbing
rocking in
up.
the chair with a cigar.
Yeah.
You think you
So I
won?
so I took my slipper off and just gave it a clout, and then I moved it to the because no one was in. It was just me. I moved it to the fireplace and just left it on this stone fireplace to like show her later when she came home. The next morning, um, I hadn't even spoke to her about it, or if I had, she hadn't spoke to her mum because her parents lived there as well. And mum actually said to me, "Did you kill that spider that was downstairs? I seen it down on the." No one had told her. She'd just seen the body. The body stood out to her. That's how big it was.
With the sword stuck out of its abdomen.
Yeah,
It was that big.
it was massive, honestly.
Fuck no.
Like,
Yeah.
so that
I
kind of like,
kind
I
of
mean, I've just told
kind
my
of get
grinds
it.
my gear
When
was
they
people who kill spiders, and I just told a story about when I killed a spider. But
Yeah,
typically, I do not
but
kill them.
there's rules of engagement. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if they crawl on you and surprise you, it's fair game.
yeah,
If they're big enough that they've got a face and tattoos, they're fair game. Do you know?
yeah.
Like
This one was
th-
just
if they
ridiculous.
look venomous, you're fair game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Well, like that's the thing. Okay, that's a good point. Actually, I was in Pennsylvania. I still to this day don't know what's poisonous and what's not over there. It could have been. It actually
yeah.
could have been poison. I don't know what kind of spider it was, and there's no way
You
of me
know what?
knowing
Like
now.
my one of my brothers lives in, well, he's from Oklahoma. And when I first went over there as a kid to like meet his mum and stuff, because his mum and my dad and that had got together, um, I heard a lot about like obviously the spiders that they have in Oklahoma because apparently they have like black widows and they have um what are they called?
Like
Brown
wolf
recluse
spiders,
spiders
brown
that like,
recluse. Yeah, brown
yeah, the
recluse.
ones that
Yeah.
like make your flesh rot and stuff if they bite you and that, and
Oh, no.
like all sorts of horrible shit, right? And like basically like my brother's mum had like told me all these stories about like she got bitten by one of these things when she was like a teenager and her flesh was rotten and like she was having to go back for surgeries for like 12 to 18 months or something ridiculous. Like it was I can't remember how long exactly she said, but it was a long time, you know? And I was like, nah, fuck that. So like when I was over there, mate, like after she said that, like I wouldn't even sit on the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah,
so fucking like so scared. And we went to her dad's house which was in like countryside Oklahoma and it was right in Tornado Alley. So I got talking to him about tornadoes as you do, you know, like what do you do and all that, like because she at her house, even though she was in Tornado Alley, she was in like the suburbs, so it was like loads of houses, and none of them, or not all of them anyway, had tornado shelters. But her mum and dad's house did, so I sort of wanted to see this, and I was like, so what would you do in the event of a tornado? Like, do you just go and get in there, like, and just stay in there for days, or what happens and that? And he goes, to be honest with you, he says like we don't really we wouldn't go in the tornado shelter. And I'm like, why? That seems stupid. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, you've
And
got it. Use it.
he goes like, let me show you. And like, he went and opened this thing up and it's just full. I mean, fucking full of spider webs and black widows.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just like, I would take my chance with the wind as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't pay me to go in this thing. Like, I was like, do you not feel to like clean this up and like sort of like make it so that that's not the case in case you ever
Yeah.
need to use it. And he's like, nah. Do you know what I mean? Like, and his house had already been destroyed like twice in his lifetime by tornadoes.
Oh, I'd have to get that sorted. I'd have to.
What can they do though? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was that, and he had like ants in his garden on trees that like nowhere they were like they were like carpenter ants or some shit. They were like an inch long. They had like fucking fangs on the front of them, these ants and stuff, and like
Yeah,
like rattlesnakes and all I don't know, all sorts of shit, basically, like to the point where like for the entire duration of being at their house, I sat on the settee with my knees up. You know what I mean? I was like
yeah.
8
I would
years
have been
old
the
or
same,
something,
mate.
just like I'm not moving.
Yeah, I would have been the same, definitely.
Terrified. But it's funny you mentioned like that the spider stuff because a similar thing happened to me years ago. Right, I was in bed and like I can't remember where it was. I think it was like in our house back in like our last house back in England. But our bed at one stage we were in like the sort of small box room while we were doing something with the big room. I think I was turning it into an office or something. And like our bed was like probably like a person width between the wall and the edge of where I slept. And I like woke up one morning, like opened my eyes and like was just looking at the wall in front of me, and there was like this like you know when your eyes are a bit fuzzy when you wake up, but there was this shape on the wall, and it was a big fucking spider. Literally, like if I'm lying like that, it's just there on the wall looking at me. Do you know
That
what I mean? It
close
was
to
like
you?
yeah, like no more than I'd say like foot and a half away.
Fucking hell,
Just sat
mate.
there. I've had another one where it was like it was actually on the pillow. I think it was in the same house as well. It was on the pillow next to me in like where my wife would be, do you know what I mean? But she like got up and gone and there was just a fucking spider sat on the pillow. And I was like, nah, not into this. But stuff like that I get. But yeah, generally speaking, I wouldn't kill him either. Like if I can get away with it, especially since I got that gun, I'd say like my spider murder rate, my body count's gone way down since I got that
Yeah.
grabber gun. Because it's just
We
dead
had
easy.
one we had one on the car window once on the it was on the wing mirror and it was there for months. We called it John, this little spider. It was only little. And like when you drive, he'd just crawl up into like a little crevice in the glass, and he'd just sit there until you got to where you go. And I'd drive to work. When I come off my lunch, he'd be sitting there in his web, like he was just fine. So I just left him. It wasn't blocking my view of the window. I could still see out the mirror. Like everything was fine. Remember one day I was driving, and for whatever reason the web had come loose, so it was like blowing, and he was on the web like hanging on for dear life, and I'm on the highway, and I'm like, oh, like.
Woo!
Yeah. But I'm like, I was genuinely panicking. I was thinking, what's going to happen here? And then the next thing you know, he went, like he came off, he went. And I was genuinely gutted because I got attached to him after months of him being there and like me traveling with him back and from work. I was gutted. But yeah,
He
he
went
went.
out like you know what I mean? He went out like he lived, Gav, doing 80 miles an hour on the highway,
Yeah.
being catapulted from his web.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was
Yeah.
gutted. So yeah. So anyway, we were talking about just moving on as well because we are going to keep this a short episode. We're not keep this long at all. But um, we're already past the limit now, aren't we? Do you need to get
Nah,
off?
we're all right for a bit, yeah.
All
Can
right,
do
we'll do
another.
one more thing. So this was something you brought up was like I don't even know how to word this, but weird things that people do at home that's like or things that people would typically frown upon, but people do it anyway.
I would say like controversial things where
Yeah,
like there's one camp of thought about something and another. And like I got this from like I can't remember where I overheard it was either a conversation or a short or a radio thing the other day. And the question was, right, like, is it okay to pee in the shower?
yeah,
And like they were inviting all sorts of like different answers to this, and it was like there was loads of nuance to it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was a woman who posed this question as well, because there was this woman who just loved pissing in the shower.
she loved it. She just
Yeah,
enjoyed
she,
it.
she just loved it. It was like she said it was the like the what did she how did she word it? Because it made me laugh. But it was something along the lines of like it's that 30 seconds of a day that I'm completely free. I
Yeah, I
know
can
it's just like
understand. I can
it's
understand
probably
that.
bizarre, but like normally she would have to sit down to go to the toilet. She just gets to stand there and do
Yeah, I
it.
suppose for women, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, but and then there was an order to it as well. She was like, "You've got to pee before you do the shampoo and the soap," which like I agree with. But then she went a step too far for me, and and like
but she
someone
had a
asked
shit
this
in the
question.
sink.
Nah, nah, nah. Squishing it down the plug hole with a thumb. Oh, it's under my nail. Nah, the other guy asked her, what about a friend or a neighbour's house if you were showering there? Is that still okay? And my brain went from, okay, I'm sort of on your side. You can piss in the shower as long as you're clean afterwards and you soap down and all that and you clean up, no harm done. But then she said, that she got asked a question about the neighbour, and she says, yeah, it's fine as long as you follow the same procedure. And I'm like, nah, you don't piss in someone else's shower without. Well, not that you'd ask them, you just don't piss in someone else's shower. Do you know what I mean? It's just common
Yeah,
courtesy, right? And then there was like the added thing that was thrown in is like, is it okay if it's a fabric shower curtain versus a glass panel and things of
yeah,
this nature? Like, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It was just
It's
an
true.
interesting thing that made me think like at the start when I heard it, it was like, nah, none of this is okay. And then when they
Yeah,
started going through the motions on it, it was like, oh, maybe it is okay.
yeah.
What do you
So it's like
reckon?
so for me, typically I would do that. I don't. So I have my own bathroom down here. No one else uses it. It's just me. And unless we have guests, like when my mum and dad come over, that will be their bathroom, and it will be thoroughly cleaned, deep cleaned before they use it. So because it's my bathroom and I'm responsible for cleaning it, I can do whatever I want in there. So I will, if I need to pee in a shower, I will. It's a
Occasional
glass.
shit in the sink.
Yeah, yeah. It's a glass shower. So it's like, there's like, because that makes a good point. So but I don't make a habit of going, I'm going to have a shower and have a pee while I'm in there. I typically will do
No.
that before I get in, to be honest. So it doesn't really, I never
It's
feel
just
the
like if
need to
you're
do that.
caught out, you're not going to fight the
Yeah,
moment.
like if I need to, then it's because George Costanza, there's an episode of Seinfeld where there's an embarrassment of admitting he's somebody's friend because he pees in the shower, and he's like really offended that they wouldn't admit that they were their friend to someone else because he pees in the shower, and he's like, it's all pipes, and he's right, it's all pipes. They all go to the same place. It's all pipes.
To be fair,
But
this was one of the arguments. Like, somewhat like a plumber come on or something and says like, yeah, it all goes to the same place anyway, whether it's the sink, the toilet, it's all the same waste system.
yeah,
Do you
it
know what I
is.
mean? It's-
But like there's such thing as splashback. So when you make a point of like peeing in someone else's shower, first of all, that to me that's a no-no. Like have some respect.
I
Don't
agree.
don't pee
I
in
agree.
someone else's shower. And but like there's when you're peeing, it's natural for like especially guys because you're standing up. But then again, women, like I don't know what that's like for women when they pee. I imagine it goes everywhere. Like droplets could fly and land and stuff, and it's not nice. You shouldn't. I don't think you should do that. I
Mm.
remember Craig, who I know he used to be a host on the podcast, and he's on our next episode. Actually, we're doing a reunion episode with Scott. But Craig used to come over here a lot and stay, and I remember Craig's not the sharpest tool in the drawer, which I think you're probably aware of. He's great, I love him to bits, but he just doesn't think sometimes.
He's our very own Carl Pilkington, right?
Yeah, basically. So before we had this bathroom downstairs, he would use our bathroom upstairs, which everyone uses. And when he get a shower, he was basically what he was doing was he'd get a shower and he'd just shower like there'd be like some of the kids' bath toys still in the bath, just in the bath, and he'd just shower on top of them.
Don't like where this is going.
Well, he wouldn't pee or anything like that, as far as I know. He never admitted to it. But like even still, like my kids play with those toys. They were babies. They would put those toys in their mouth. Like move them out the bath before you shower your large hairy body over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
all landing on top of the kids. Like Dina threw all the stuff away. She's like, "I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to get new kids stuff." So I had to say to Craig, "Listen." And Craig felt really bad, but I was like, "You can't shower yourself on top of the kids'
Or
toys."
kids' toys.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
like
get
it's
that.
just you need to
To be
move
fair
them
though,
out the
like,
bath.
did he have kids?
No.
See, I reckon if you didn't have kids, you wouldn't think of that.
Well, I just think you'd move them anyway. Why would you want to
I mean,
stepping
I
around
would,
kids'
yeah,
toys?
because
Move them
like
out the bloody
the
bath.
last thing I want to be doing is stepping on a landmine while I'm trying to shower, you know what I mean? Like, personally, I
Yeah,
need my space. I feel claustrophobic in showers as it is. But
yeah,
like, yeah, I could understand why someone who isn't a parent wouldn't think of that.
yeah. I
You
know.
know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying like maybe it didn't occur to him. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Trying to be the voice of reason here.
yeah. I know.
Mainly
Maybe so.
whilst
I
we've
don't
been
know, but
talking about pissing in the shower.
and he also broke two toilet seats in the time he used to come here. So what he used to do in the end was because he felt really bad about that, was he'd just
Put
sit
his
on a
own.
bowl. He wouldn't use a seat. He'd just sit on the bowl.
Oh, fucking, I don't know how to feel about that. There's
I
just
know.
so many things that are
I
wrong
was like,
with
is
that.
that
You
not
know what I mean?
uncomfortable?
Like,
And he was like, no. But like he had his backside probably fit perfectly over it anyway, so it probably was okay. But
I made the joke about being about him being Carl Pilkington. He basically is, isn't he?
he
Like,
is.
that's the exact sort of thing that I'd expect to hear out of Carl Pilkington. Oh, yeah, I just sit on the bowl. Like,
Yeah,
it's the same fucking thing, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Have you ever done that by accident? You ever gone
What
into the
broke the
toilet at
toilet?
night and like gone to sit down, like treat yourself to a little sit
Oh,
down tea or something when you're half asleep and you sit down and you just get that cold assault on your backside and you're just like, oh, you
no, I would always check first.
would
Definitely,
you?
yeah. Yeah,
I've done it when like you ever gone in the bathroom like when at night? Like I'm a really light sleeper, so
I
like
am.
I will do everything in my power to not get out of bed at night and like have to go for a piss or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and like I've gone in there and I'll like go in there and I'll like have the light off. I'll keep my eyes closed and I'll sit down so I don't splash anywhere or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That one occasion where you just sit down expecting to get that warm wood or plastic or whatever it is that you got and like the nice
yeah.
and you get that little fucking skinny rim in your eye. Oh, just
It's funny that you say about that. Like, you'll do anything you can to not have to wake up. This is a bit of a confession, but I actually think it's a genius idea, and I'd advise it to anyone. So when we lived with my parents, well, Dina had come to live with us over there. Very, as you know, because your grandparents lived in a house directly opposite, so you know what the house is like, and it's not the biggest. And when there's a lot of people in that one house, and there's only one bathroom, waking up in the morning, really needing to pee, and getting up, and someone's in there who takes ages, normally my brother. What do you do? You need to pee. What do you do? You're asleep. You're just half asleep. Sometimes it can be like the middle of the night, someone's in there. So I used to keep a bottle at the bedside, and if I needed to
fucking knew
pee,
you were going here.
mate, I had to, what I think it's a genius idea. You just sit up,
No, because
pee,
right, because
go back to sleep, and then
I'm
deal with it when you wake up.
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I would be the
Why?
anxiety levels from potentially filling that bottle would kill me. Like I would be awake
You'd
for the
never
next
fill it.
2 days.
I don't think you'd ever fill it. I think because it's like I don't even know if I've got a bottle of this. Yeah, here we go. There's one here. It's I wouldn't fill that. There's no way I'd fill that. In fact, the amount of water that's in there now, you can see it's half full. That would be my limit. I wouldn't fill that.
No, I don't
There's
know.
no
To be
way.
fair, that's one thing I've never done. I've never pissed in a bottle, I don't think.
Well, what's the
Even
listen?
when I've
What's
been
the
like, I used to
alternative to it though? Right, seriously, what? Someone's in there who takes
hold it.
ages, and you've yeah. But if you really need to go, you can't hold it, Chris. It's got you've got to go, man. What?
Honestly, I think I would probably rather go outside in the garden than
That's a lot of effort though, and then the
it
neighbors
is a
might see
lot
you.
to be fair. But then this is my point, right? Like I've done a lot of camping and wild camping and all that over my years where you're like in a hammock and it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of it, or you're in some little shitty backpacker's tent that like literally you've got to be like a contortionist to get in and out of. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in the fucking ice cold in the middle of nowhere, and I've still got out the tent to go for a piss. You still couldn't get me to piss in a bottle. I don't
Have
know.
you never? You've never peed in a bottle?
I would be scared. I would be scared of like either like pissing all over myself and then having to deal with the consequences, or
You just
like
aim
what are
it.
you talking about here? Are you talking about just like rolling over in bed and like
No, you sit up or
popping?
stand up. Sit up or stand.
So what if you've got a lot of confidence in your ability to direct piss into that little hole?
Well, you just put it right at the hole. Make sure it's going in, and then you're good to go. So no, you're not sticking it right in. You would never get it in it. At least I wouldn't. Wouldn't get it all the way in anyway. It's
All
not
right.
wide enough. Show off.
Gina, this spider was this big.
But yeah, you just aim it right, and you don't leave a big gap between the bottle and your knob. It's this. Do you know what I
So
mean? You
you're
do
not.
it.
So you're just like you're just putting the tip on
Have
the
you ever
bottle.
put petrol in a car? It's the same
Yes,
thing.
but it goes in.
Yeah, but you don't go in with it. You just
No, but like, yeah, but so you saying you just put the helmet on the fucking bottle, or or are we in a space docking situation, or what's the?
no, you just as close as you can get. You don't have to
Yeah,
touch the bottle, but as close as you can physically get to it.
yeah, that
That's
seems like a
it.
lot of concentration. Like I
It's
couldn't do
really
that
not,
half
mate.
asleep.
Like I've done it many times because I've had to. Don't have to now because we've got three. I'm showing off. We've got three toilets in this house, so
I'm
it's
gonna
never a
try
problem.
tonight. I'm gonna try. We've got a new carpet in the bedroom, but I'm sure Louise will be fine about it. A new white
You've
carpet.
got to wake up though. You can't just do it now. You've got to be
Yeah,
in a
see, that's the
sleepy
problem
state.
with the feet. So what you're saying is that's a thing for um when you're already awake. That's not like a rollover in the middle of the night.
No, it
And
can be because you could work. It's happened where I've rolled over and there's
see,
been someone in
this
there.
this is where I break with this, right? Because like I got there was a lad that I used to work with, um, and he told me the story once about how he would quite often piss in a bottle whilst in bed. Like he would just roll over, space dock it, like piss in the bottle, and
While
then put
he's
the
lying
lid on
down.
and leave it on the side until he got up in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure he told me a story about at one stage or something, he forgot to put it on the side and just put the pissy bottle in the bed with him. And I was just like, even if you did that really clean
Or like as
and
a little
you,
like natural water bottle.
yeah, like just a fucking piss bottle. Imagine being the other half of that. Imagine like turning around in the morning and going, "Oh, look at the love of my life here. What's that warm thing?" I mean, like, "Oh, what the," you know what I mean? Like, who's left a bottle of Lucasade here? I'll just have a little. Really thirsty. I just woke up like, "Oh, a little tasty bit of
Yeah.
Luca."
No, I think it's a genius idea, and I think it's something that you could sell that. I think it's a good idea you could sell. You could formulate a bottle that's specifically for that, and I don't mean a bedpan. I mean an actual like.
Yeah.
I just think it's not something you think about when you're in a house with multiple bathrooms. But when you're in a house and there's loads of people in that house and only one bathroom, and some of those people take
I,
ages.
I, to- I totally get what you mean, but I think that's where, like, as a kid, I got good at holding it because our bathroom situation was the same. And, like, you might remember my nan and granddad's house, right? That was busy. You know what I mean? We had,
Yeah,
like, my nan, my granddad, my mum, my dad, me. I think at one stage, my sister, there was, like, two uncles, like, maybe their girlfriend, and we had one fucking bathroom. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if you went for a shit in that house, you had to fucking turn the 15 seconds on the clock and then you had to push like you were in the Olympics. Do you know
Yeah,
what
yeah. That's what I
I mean?
mean. It's not if you don't live like that or you haven't lived like that, you wouldn't like people will listen to this now and go, Gavin's disgusting, but you have to imagine waking up, right? So you've only woken up because you really need to pee. You haven't woken up because you need to get up. You can still sleep. But you
Hmm.
really need to pee because you're bursting, but someone's in the bathroom, what do you do? Because now you can't sleep. Just use a
And
bottle,
if
man.
you live with someone like that would take ages as well, and I imagine your Ed does.
Yeah, it does.
I
Or
imagine he's a
you dick.
25-minute shower guy,
Yes. More than
beard
that.
trim,
Yeah.
shit, like hour
Everything,
long
the
bathroom
full kit.
easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? There's no greater relaxing, like relieving sound than hearing your own pee going into a bottle. It's so relieving to feel that because you're like, oh,
Is it like listening to the rain outside?
it's just a nice sound because because you have to be bursting to do it. You wouldn't just do it. I'm like, it's not like I'm going to go, I need to pee, Chris. I'm just going to do it now while we're on. You do it if you really need it. You do it if you really needed to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that
It's a
relief of really
desperation
needing
thing.
to.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That for me falls in the realms of like, is it okay to piss in the shower? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like peeing in a bottle thing for me, nah.
Yeah, because the pee bottle's like you the next morning you just dump it out and throw it away. Done. Job done.
Dump it out,
Yeah, get rid
rinse
of
it
it.
out, put it in the recycling.
I don't know about rinsing it. Just bin it. Just get rid of it. Throw it away. Not
What
rinsing
do
it
you
out.
think then? Right, we're really on the fucking, we're gone pee heavy here, guys. I'm sorry. Like, if anyone's into water sports, they're gonna be fucking loving this episode. But what's your take on these people who go to gigs? Okay,
Oh, go
piss in
on,
a
mate.
fucking
Go on.
glass because they're down at the front or they don't want to leave the seat and miss anything, and then fucking throw it.
That's one reason why I would never go to Glastonbury or any outdoor gig like that because it's like that could
In
happen.
indie music seems to be the fucking worst for this, by the way. Like,
Why would
so
you do that though, man? It's just
I've
if you need to do it and you don't want to go to the bathroom or whatever. If you need to do it, why wouldn't you just do it and then throw it on the ground? Why would you? Why
Yeah,
launch it?
why wouldn't you just put the cup, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're in the seated area, just put it in that bit where you can't actually fucking kick over or whatever. You know, like these people who feel it necessary to. Oh man, you know what? It reminds me, like fucking years ago, I was with like my ex. I was about 20, 21, and we went and seen The Enemy, I think they were called, in somewhere in Liverpool. It was like Liverpool Academy or University or something. Basically, it was a small sort of like hall, probably held a couple of thousand people tops.
Yeah.
I've never seen so much piss being thrown in my life. It was
Really, you
fucking
actually
vile.
seen it?
Oh, mate, like literally every 2 seconds there was a cup of piss flying. Like we were wet
Why? I don't
by the end of
understand
the night.
why.
Like we actually left before the second half of the show because there was that much piss being thrown. It was fucking rancid. I've never experienced anything like it. And I've heard, and people probably hate me for this, right? But you know, Oasis are touring at the minute, and it's a
Yeah.
big thing. I've heard like people who've gone to the Oasis gigs and they're all coming out going, "Oh, it was like the best thing ever." Oasis, wanky, wanky. Like not for me, Oasis, but like
Yeah.
loads of people coming out of their gigs and going. The only problem was the amount of piss throwing
Oh,
because it's almost like an acceptable thing to be like, fuck the system and fuck the you know what I mean, society
yeah.
and all that. Like, I'm just going to throw a cup of piss. It's like
I
almost
just
like the done thing at an Oasis gig. And honestly, if going and watching Oasis for 900 quid was not enough to put you off, surely the piss has to be, guys. Come on.
I know that's what. Imagine paying that much and then that happens. Like, what? You obviously have to leave. Well, you couldn't stay, could you? I wouldn't stay.
But people do though, don't they? Do you know what I mean? Like that
I
enemy
wouldn't
gig
be able
that
to
we went
enjoy
to,
myself.
I couldn't. Well, I mean, I went and seen the enemy, like because my girlfriend at the time wanted to. I thought they were shit anyway, not my cup of
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah.
But like the fact that piss was being, oh mate, it was just rotten. But yeah. I remember like years ago, I went and seen Metallica and I sort of a quite a funny piss cup moment happened, but I still just think it's a complete no-no. Just like if you're going to stand there and drink beers and you can't handle it, either go the fucking bathroom or a very worst case scenario, piss in your cup and then just put it on the floor. Worst case scenario, someone kicks it over and it goes on a shoe. That's very different to having like piss in your fucking hair and all sorts, you know what I mean? Like
Fucking
just
hell,
because you
man,
want
it's
to get rid of it.
horrible.
Yeah, but like we'd gone see Metallica, right? And this cup of piss or something come like flying and like literally landed on my mate's shoulder, like there, and just fucking tipped onto me. and it was just like slow motion. Oh, it was just fucking rank. You know what I
Oh,
mean? But
really? Oh, it's definitely
yeah.
piss, was it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, mate. Either that or it was some fucking warm cider. That's it was piss.
Oh,
It was definitely
jeez.
piss. You know what I mean? You could just tell the way it looked. In that split second, I knew it was piss. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's a very piss heavy episode, isn't
Yeah, well, on that note, we'll leave it.
it? Enjoy that,
We
guys.
came
Don't
on,
have my
Adam Lowe, and
mess.
talked about piss and left.
Yeah, just
Excellent.
mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely mad. But
All right. So, yeah, we will wrap it up now, but I do just want to mention as well on our next episode will be episode 238, and it will be our reunion episode with me, Craig, and Scott. So, really looking forward to
woohoo,
releasing that one. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I've planned it out
10,
properly as well. I've actually planned out features and stuff. So,
10
should be
years.
10 years, man. It's
10
ridiculous.
fucking years.
Yeah.
237 episodes.
We'll be
10
238
years.
with that one,
How many
237 right now.
guests in
Do you
that
know what?
time
I don't
frame?
know. I don't know. I've written lists in the past, but I've never counted them. But it's like it's well over 30 guests. Well over.
It'd be amazing to see, like, I know this would be a horrendous amount of work, so I would never expect you to do this, but like Major's Mess or podcasting numbers, like this many episodes, this many minutes, this many guests, this many listens, this many watches, you know what I mean? Like all them sorts of statistics would be, I
There's a
think,
way of
really interesting
there's a way
to
of
see.
finding out all that stuff out pretty easily, to be honest. So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah,
Because I think that would be like a really interesting sort of like tribute to, you know what I mean? Just well done, mate, for doing 10 years of
yeah,
Major's Mess
sticking
Hall
to it.
podcast is amazing. Like, and people who listen to this won't see that. Like, it probably doesn't seem it for an episode like tonight because we've just got on here and talked about piss. But but the amount of work that Gav puts in behind the scenes, guys, like you don't even understand. And he's openly said you've got sort of lazy with it now compared to what used to be. But
Yeah,
I
100%. Yeah,
think about like I just think about the sort of length of time we've spent on some of the stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's in the hours per episode in some cases of research or chats back and forth or whatever before we get on and talk. So to think back to the episodes where you used to edit it and all that, and you probably spent, I don't know, I wouldn't even like to guess. I imagine it's probably like you could easily drop a half day on trying to edit an episode.
yeah, it could take a good few hours. Yeah, to do it properly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mental,
it's a
mate.
lot.
Well done.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Yeah, no signs of slowing down either. So onwards and upwards.
Yeah. But stay tuned for the 20th anniversary.
Oh, geez, I don't know about that. All right, mate. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. And thanks for joining me, Chris.
Yeah. Cheers, Gav. Always a
And
pleasure.
yeah, we'll see everyone again soon.
Ta-da.
Take it easy.